All right, you want me to start running it without you?
Yeah, go ahead. We're here. I'm just gonna go refill my water. I'll be back
All
in
right.
a second.
As we all know, game two means we switch sides, so we have Gits on base for blue this time. They're bringing us out with a Riven Vigar Tristana band, so the exact same things, targeting Gemsy and Milkchugga. And here we have Hui, Misfortune, and Mumu. I believe this is a repeat. Oh. Let me pull up the other bands so I can see. Last game we banned Hui, Shen, Misfortune. So we brought the Amumu band into the fold. Starting out, first picking Leona for Gator. So very happy having that pick. Gator, I know, is a fan of these engagers. Leona, Rel, loves those champs. Answered by the Zach Malzahar, so a lot of priority still on Zach for SGI. They want Blue Wolf to have that gank-heavy pick. He finds a lot of success on it, and he's hungry for those ganks. Malzahar, this is the first time pickup for Milkchugga in the LCC, but a pick he's well known for. If you go pull up his OpGG and his match history, you'll see it there, and that's why we saw it banned out in round 2 of game 1. Volibear Ziggs to answer, so we've got an APA angle here for Clone. He's said goodbye to the Hui and picked up the Ziggs. And Volibear is a terror. This is potentially a flex pick, but we don't know Chopples to be much of a Volibear player. Although I think he could if he put his mind to it.
Double Ziggs is kind of wild, right? We haven't seen a ton of Ziggs play to indicate this. He didn't play it in the matches into you guys, so I don't know. I guess kind of coming to
it's another zone control mage, right? Compared to Hui, they do a similar thing. They just zone control and damage over the top.
I mean, yeah, but
so I think it is surprising, but I think it fills a similar slot in their desired team comp.
Sure.
And then the Morgana again for SGI. So happy with that pick. The lane I think was fine. I think it went back and forth depending on what ganks were there. That Scion there was supposed to be Garen. Okay. Does that mean it didn't end up being Garen? I guess let me look at the game.
I guess we'll pull it up and find out. It looks like it was Garen. Came through as Garen.
Okay, so this was a mispick on the Scion. This was Garen.
Classic.
So the Renekton Rumble taken out, so gets on base respecting Gemsy's Renekton. But not banning it in the first 3. Happy with those, and expecting SGI to last pick their top laner. And true to form, they do. Aurelia and Shen taken away from Chopples. So Fiora taken out of the ban pool and Aurelia replacing it. Respect going both ways. No top lane will be replayed. And again, the Nyla Morgana match combo. So the Garen is a little interesting to me. This must be something that Gemsy is comfortable with. It has a lot of power, but it's lacking on CC. So really the CC is going to come down to Zach, Morgana, and Malzahar. As an answer, and it's difficult to answer Kennen with their CC necessarily. Malzahar can't do it. It largely comes down to Zach Bounce and Morgana Bind as options to stop Kennen.
So their carries, Riz and Clone and Gator, all getting kind of the same champions. The Mumu band forces them onto Volibear, and then we get the Kennen top, which we know the Chaffles is no stranger to. It is this time Gemsy gets the counter pick, and it's Garen top lane. But other than that, we see a lot of the same things. We see probably a more comfort pick for Milkchugga in mid. But then it's the same exact bot lane in jungle. So, you know, it's not a full salty run back because there were draft iterations, but it's pretty. This is one of our closer drafts to a salty run back, Jason. What's your opinion? Like, do you like the angle from SGI? They had their openings, right? But I do feel like they were all pretty Renekton based, and so the fact that there's no Renekton, you know, it's tough.
I think we're still anchoring down to the Zach, Morgana, Nyla as the core of the team comp. And then we pivoted in the mid lane to a different team fighter, able to lock one person down, really make sure that they're focused. So if focus was their problem last game, we should see that cleaned up here. If Malzahar is ulting somebody, you kill them. It's that simple. But Gets on Base has a much broader focus in their team fights. They said, we don't need to target anybody. We've got Ziggs, Kennen. They'll just all die in a circle.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think Gets on Base still has an easier execution. Volibear is more difficult than Kennen, but it's still strong right now. And if you don't bring him down quickly, he's just going to lifesteal his way through the entire fight.
Yep, absolutely. You ready to get
I'm
in
gonna get
here
this
into
game.
game 2?
Yep, let me get this bad boy loaded up.
I think I'm I'm not gonna lie, I thought that the Demi Mile lane would be a little bit stronger. I'm also kind of disappointed in the Milk Sugar's performance. I thought Clone really showed up here in game 1, was pretty far ahead on gold, but honestly, it was kind of a team performance from everybody on Gets on Base in game 1. In terms of like the team fights, and Boxy found really good ultimates, Gator found really good Zenith Blades and Solar Flares, and then of course all that damage over top. So
I was happy with their
playing well together.
coordination in the early game, but it felt like they struggled to connect with Blue Wolf in the mid game.
Yeah. Oh, for SGI? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see a return in game 2. Speed in game 2, are we ready to get rolling?
Yep, I was gonna meet you at 30 seconds again.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna start playing now. We're almost ready to go. Okay,
Chat indicates that this was a long load screen, so ready to get in the game.
Yeah. Okay. I am 29,
The chat
30,
for the
go.
in the game.
31, 32, 33. You good?
Yep,
All right.
close
So
enough.
we are about coming out of retirement, says Chapels. You haven't been retired. You've been playing the games. What are you talking about?
Nah, he became an ARAM main for a while. Same with Agatio.
It looks like this this bot lane River Bush is like the new. This is the new hotness. Jason, talk to me about this level 1. Why is it so strong?
It's strong on both sides of mid lane because you can approach it. So if you don't have the proper 5-point defense where you see far enough forward, there are dead zones around those rocks that you can slip into without being spotted. So that's why they're a great place to find the enemy team. Gets on Base has done this in their last 3 matches. This is the 4th match in a row that they've looked for it. So be aware that they like to go for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks consistent. You know
For
that
this
is one thing.
series, Aphelios had a 25% win rate for Gets on Base. If they win this game, he'll be back up to 50% for them. Thank you, Bastoon. Bastoon coming in hot with some statistics for
Little
everybody in the
fun
stream.
fact. Fresh and on the fly. We love it. We've got the
This
stats
game,
people in the back working hard. Those hamster
I want to
wheels
point
are
out this
spinning.
game, the hamster wheels are indeed spinning. This game we see early wards out. Clone mirroring Milk Chugga's ward in the first game does spot out Blue Wolf starting on his Raptors alone, and a ward onto the blue buff from, is this Chopple's ward? Gemsy's ward will spot out Boxy at the blue buff, and so both teams working with complete knowledge. These bot lanes can be as aggressive as they want to. There's not going to be any jungle pressure for a couple minutes.
And bot lane went differently this time. Demi and Maya actually able to win the lane. This might be our first full lane rematch that we've seen from game to game, as both bot lanes chose identical champions game 2 as they did in game 1. Going a little bit
I think it makes
differently so
sense.
far.
They were both fairly even, except like for a few happenstances. I would say both teams should have been happy with the outcome in the early game.
Oh, look at that. I got a sub. Oh no, it's a follow. I got
So
baited.
Blue Wolf spotted out again just before the ward despawns, so they know he's moving into its bot side of the map. It's a nice ward coming out from Clone on Boxy finishing up his clear, so
Dude,
about
he's
2.5
getting
camps
owned
ahead.
in clear speed. Holy cow, Boxy is so far ahead of Blue Wolf here.
We're seeing a pattern develop for Blue Wolf. He likes to clear the top quadrant and then look for a gank either onto the mid lane or the lane on that side of the map. And it really delays his clear speed by about 30 or 40 seconds. And
Yeah.
Boxy is full cleared and down here ready to do the scuttle while he's still working on blue buff.
Absolutely, and they both know that it's bot side, so this is a contested scuttle, but the fact that he's so much faster means he gets here earlier. He's so far ahead. They don't have vision of this ward, so we'll see, but both junglers are bot side. The tension is building here as Milk Sugar looks to get an early reset mid. So our first reset, he's going to sit on Amp Tome.
Building towards that lost chapter. Truffle's finding a lot of chip damage on a Gemsy, building a wave for himself right outside the tower. It's not as big as he would hope for to get a dive, but he's set this play up before. This is the Kennen special. You want to chip them down and then poke them while they're under the tower so that they can't survive and pick it up for themselves. Even if you manage to dive and die 1-for-1, it's an advantageous play for you. Gemsy trying to proc his Garen passive and heal up.
Yeah, that's the thing with Garen in a Kennen match is like you almost have to be too far back. And Kennen's able to really just run you down. Kennen's a very oppressive laner. Very difficult to deal with if you're not experienced at dealing with this champion. So Chaffles is at least making sure that every top laner in the league knows how to play into Kennen.
Yeah. Blue Wolf is hovering over mid looking for a gank, but will find a fight.
Engagement, as both mid laners are going to show up. Blue Wolf is chunked very low here. There will be Zac passive, but passive is burnt early. And Milkchugga only level 5, not a ton that he can do, as the Malefic Visions will go down onto Boxy. Silence comes through, but it's already First Blood going over to Boxy and Clone. And the chase that will begin to run. He has to flash out, but they both flash forward. Double flash, and it's a kill! And that's 2-for-0 for Gets on base as they dominate the 2v2 matchup.
Yep, that's a disaster for SGI, but a wonderful play for Gets on base. They even pick up the smite onto the scuttle,
Chaffles!
and the engage tap from Chaffles finds the kill on the Gemsy.
Oh my gosh.
He said, "You're not 8 kills strong yet." Picks up one for himself. He's gonna dump this wave under the tower.
Solo in the top lane. What a play for Chaffles. This early game is very different from
and with a 700 gold lead in the top side off that.
Yeah, this is very, very different.
Maya now. So at this point in the game, you're really not going to want to look for any more fights. We have the Malzahar ult, but Blue Wolf sitting behind a level. He's really slowed down his own clearing in the interest of ganks, but he has not found them this game as he did last time. So if you play safely, you can... Ooh, yeah. That little Zenith Blade Snake Eyes.
That was a kill angle, I think, for sure, because Maya's so low, there's no Black Shield. They're on a reset here, so taking advantage of the fact that they've already... Well, actually, I don't even know if they have backed. Why are they so up on resources? They're full mana, full health.
I think Leona doesn't get to do much unless you're all inning.
I guess so,
and
yeah, so.
Aphelios is mostly just auto attacks. I think Maya is just looking for poke and expending resources in the search of it. Morgana definitely has way more mana to use during the lane phase than Leona does. It's not a lot of fights happening right now. As we were talking about that, Boxy picks up the dragon for Gets on base, so first dragon going down at a roughly 6 minutes. A fairly early dragon. Volibear able to do it on his own. And then walking across mid to transition over to these Void Grubs. There's a ward on it, so Gets on base, or SGI is going to have knowledge. But no way to stop him right now. Milkchugga taking a big trade in the mid lane with Clone.
Let's talk about these junglers, because I felt like in game 1, Blue Wolf had some really nice early lane ganks, or early game ganks, and then wasn't able to transition into the late game. But Boxy was able to play really well in the team fights. Here in game 2, this is feeling like a jungle gap to me. He's up in kills, he's up in pressure, and he's up in farm. It's all 3 for 3 as SGI, they've got to stop the bleeding somehow. This is getting bad.
Yep, this Kennen matchup is not looking nearly as favorable as the Renix and Aurelia was. That was fairly close, but the ganks were rolling. And yeah, Blue Wolf looking for plenty, but not finding much in this match as he goes for topside. But Boxy is again
going to force them off. And he's down a level, so Boxy should just take this fight. Blue Wolf is only level 5. There shouldn't be passive. If the stun is going to come through, he has the elastic slingshot out. And yeah, it's just... Oh my god, Chaffles is going to force the flash out, turn the turret off. Turret is shut off for a second. Genji trying to at least return one under tower with the Demacian Justice. But Chaffles might be able to pick up a follow-up kill as the Shuriken comes through, and it's 2 for 1. I mean, that all comes down to the level of, how much XP the junglers have.
Yeah, Blue Wolf left his level 6 sitting in the jungle.
He wants to do it on himself. Riz is there, the solar flow dodged out as the ulti comes through. A nice Moonlight Vigil comes down, but Gator will drop, and so Demi and Maya, they try to, they see it's falling apart topside. They try and take things into their own hands, and they do pick up a nice little kill here. Down 10 farm, but picking up the counter kill as the bind will land in. Demi flashes forward, and I think it's an okay trade. Oh,
Yeah,
aggressive plays here.
very aggressive from both sides. Riz saying, I'm just going to come and 2v1 both of you. Takes a death for it. Demi decides to answer his plea to die, and both will go down. I'm not sure who this is favorable for. They lane ends in a neutral fashion. I guess they just both get the gold. A little bit more assist gold going over to Maya, as Gator does not pick that up. Gator with a nice exhaust to open that play, and I think that's really how they managed to fend them off in the first place.
We like to hype people up instead of drag people down here in the LCC. I do just really quickly, I'm going to say that I believe Riz had cleanse in that last fight. Could have potentially cleansed out the binding from the Morgana and actually just like had a massive play there and turned that as a double kill. Have to look back on that one later in the replays, of course, but Riz and Gator, they're finding their stride here. Demi and Maya able to actually, get a turnaround kill. This new lane, they're going to look to be scaling up, right? You wouldn't expect them to be at their peak right now, so look for them to continue to perform better and better as we continue to play games.
Yep. Blue Wolf with another look mid onto Clone, but Clone able to satchel charge their way out. Ooh, a half-health trade from Choffles onto Gemsy in the top side, so the Kennen Reign of Terror will continue. Engage bot side, Apotheosis out from Demi.
Demi and Maya are looking for the all-in. It's a solo kill top side, but Maya and Demi want to try and make advantage of this. Blue Wolf and Boxy are fighting right next to them, so it is a 2v2 and a 1v1. They're not connected yet, as all across the map, every single lane just breaks out. Blue Wolf is going to drop here. Across the map, Milk Chugga picks up a solo kill, Chaffles picks up a solo kill, and then Blue Wolf dies in this weird kind of a 3v3, not really a 3v3. I don't know what happened.
Jungle 1v.
Just
Chaffles chunked Gemsy to have. Oh, right. Sorry. Keep going.
no, I mean Boxy turns off the tower. This is going to be a nice, really nice play here from the Volibear. I'm just like
I'm making good use of that
they
ultimate.
all just went insane and attacked each other across the entire map, like every single player.
Chaffles looking for a hard trade on a Milk Chugga, but he does not have ultimate available. Left Visions will chunk them out, and Milk Chugga also burns out the Super Inferno Bomb from Clone. Let's summarize what all just happened. Gemsy got chunked to half. Chaffles pushes in the wave, dives him top. Demi and Maya look for the Apotheosis and Soul Shackles engage onto Riz and Gator. Gator and Riz retreat, and then they turn back with a strong Moonlight Vigil to bring the trade a little bit more even. Milk Chugga chases Clone on the roam down to bot lane, catches him out, and kills him in the jungle. Blue Wolf and Boxy fight it out. Boxy takes the kill onto Blue Wolf, blowing his passive, and Riz and Gator support to blow the passive.
And then
a dive onto the bot tower to kill Demi and Maya.
Yeah.
And now the dragon being taken by Gets on base.
A lot of action there. And at the end of it, when we just take a stock of where did it get us to, it's a 4-1 Volibear into a 0-3 Zac. And this is already the second dragon. They've already got 3 grubs, so Blue Wolf is trying to answer here, but 3 levels down on Chaffles. Not sure if he'll be able to. But yeah, this Boxy Volibear looks like a thing to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Boxy's a scary Boxy Volibear looking very scary. Those tower, the Ohm Wrecker effect onto these towers to turn them off is terrifying when you're in a diveable situation. And Demi and Maya are privy to that, as well as Gemsy in the top side. Milk Chugga is yet to find out
Black Shield
himself.
goes down early from Maya, and Gator takes advantage as they will look to burn down the Moonlight Vigil. Maya actually said the Apotheosis through, and so they will look for a counter kill. Unfortunately, it went on to Gator instead of Riz. So at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-2. I feel like if they'd been able to hit that Malzahar ulti onto Riz, then stop the damage, maybe they can turn it fully. So just a slight misclick there, but it is a 1-for-2. Really nice roam. He gives up about a plate and a half, 2 plates worth of gold in order to do it though. So
That Ziggs pressure and is always based in pushing. But a nice play for SGI, finding both kills onto the bot side. Maya with the early black shield, but making up for it, just full body blocking the Moonflight Vigil to protect Demi so they can re-engage with the Apotheosis.
Yeah, beautiful spacing.
Blue Wolf could find Shuffles out here on the top side, but there are wards available to spot him. He walks any further up as he walks out of the bush.
Chaffle's level 8, level 11 to this level 9 Garen. Pretty much gonna have his way in the lane, but he's looking to roam here. So Maya roams mid to try and help out.
So we've got another bit of lull in the action. I think we're going to see something cooking up, though. All the ults are available for the top side of the map on gets on base. SGI going to want to wait for their Apotheosis and Void Grasps to come back online before they go for something else.
This tower here, we'll be able to hold it, but I mean, gets on base really
nice damage coming out, and Blue Wolf is here. They're going to look for this.
We'll see if they're able to find anything. The jump forward just misses, and they pull Riz back a little bit, but the instant teleport from Chaffles, and he can turn a slicing maelstrom across all three, and SGI is deleted. Gemsy shows up, he doesn't have teleport, he ends up flashing forward, and Riz is finally here. Zenith Blade just to secure it. Nice solar flare. It's a double kill going over to Riz, and 4 for SGI go down as Clone will teleport back. Oh man,
yep,
SGI.
And a great response out of gets on base to answer this gank attempt from Blue Wolf.
What a teleport from Chaffles.
And Stun's blocked out mid from Milkchugga's passive, and Boxy's going to be pushed away. That Malzahar damage is ramping up now that he's got 1.5 items available. This tower bot lane is feeling the hurt. Gator with the Zenith Blade forward.
Yeah, they're going to look for the dive onto Maya. Tower is gone. Chaffles is very low here, but they might have enough damage. Demi with the Apotheosis will collect Chaffles. Look onto Riz. That's a double kill for Demi. They re-engage, so it will be 3 that die. It's a triple kill for Demi. Welcome to the league. Welcome to the LCC. Your first triple kill. And you know, it's in a situation.
He really needs that one after those last plays. Yeah, sitting on a collector for himself currently.
Milkchugga just too far forward, and Boxy will just follow Flash, stun, and they collect that. Yeah, they collect him with a Mega Infernum Bomb. Milk goes down, and yeah, Herald's gonna get spawned here. There's a dragon about to spawn. Gemsy and Blue Wolf.
Yeah, that's another engage from Blue Wolf.
Take advantage.
Clone gets into the Herald to dodge the fight, but dives it back into the tower. He's back out into 3.
I don't know if that was the move. Maya actually collects that, though. It doesn't go on to Gemsy. Holy cow, Chaffle's damage is insane. He's gonna slicing Maelstrom forward, and oh my, Gemsy is just deleted as well. Nothing he can do.
Yeah, lightning rush right into the binding, but he finds 2 effortlessly in the mid lane.
Wow, I mean, this was like an early game jungle gap that Chaffles has just exploited into a massive advantage. This Kennen, every ultimate is decimating the team of SGI and gets on base. Not only getting on base, this might be a double, this might be a triple. We're not just at a, you know, settling for a single here anymore.
Yep, it's all coming together. When those players start adding up on the field, it's looking good for them. There's a roughly 700 or 800 gold lead in the bot lane for Riz, but all the gold is concentrated on the Boxy and Chaffles. This is a power pair that you do not want to mess with in this match. Sitting at 8,200 gold, a 3,000 gold advantage over Blue Wolf.
Flash out here.
4,000 in the top lane.
And oh man, even with the black shield, able to follow through. Really nice aggressive play from SGI. Just decisive, right? Just go forward, follow the Leona no matter what. There's no bickering, there's no decision making. Very straightforward League of Legends. And it looks good when you can play it straightforward like that. Chaffles is going to look for an all-in, but Gator finds another Zenith Blade on the side, and this will be Blue Wolf dropping.
Yeah, if he's been looking for these fights, but now there's nothing for him to pick up and farm. He's really turned out to be pretty squishy in these engagements, and that's going to continue to hurt them.
Chaffle's hunting down Gemsy.
I like some of these looks that we've seen from SGI so far, though. This Morgana-Nyla combo has had some really nice fights, and a lot of it has looked bright, but unable to close them out. Gets on base, Riz and Gator, making sure that they brought exhaust, they brought cleanse. They do not want to give up free kills to the spot lane and let them get rolling.
I mean, they're so far ahead. And their team fight is so good. They're 9.5k gold up, Jason. Before we're 20 minutes in. Soul is about to be on.
All
the
of that
table.
gold concentrated on the top side of the map, though. In the bot side of the map, it's much closer.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got an 80 carry with almost 9,000. Your mid laner has got 2 item core here.
It's looking much worse now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Riz looking like he's got much more in his pocket. Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. I think the angle is they need to kind of get a miracle engage. It is possible that they're able to blow one up and then try and fight out 4v5. But down 10k, like I think that Nyla needs to basically prance and dance around the entire team fight without ever being touched.
Could be an opportunity to catch out Clone here
There's
mid.
No way for it.
As pings go down onto Baron.
Demi, I mean, look at all that
SGI
damage.
on the
Demi
hunt.
just eating damage here. They are going to commit quite a bit, and it's only one ultimate, so good use of not spending too many ultis. That's what you want. You want to do this for about another 8,000 gold in order to catch up. This is what
They
you
want to push them off
here.
here, but not take this fight. They're currently sitting 4v4 with Gemsy on the bot side. Nice stop on this Baron, though. Good pickup on a clone.
Yeah, Gemsy on this Garen no teleports, so it would be a straight up 4v4. Garen won't be able to come, but this will be some team gold. And Maya's going to get caught out here, as well as Blue Wolf potentially. Maya able to get out with a black shield, and Blue Wolf pretty tanky, so they might be able to escape oh my gosh, Boxy decides enough is enough, and he dunks Maya, sends her back to gray screen.
They're still fighting Blue Wolf in the jungle over here, and I think he's winning the fight as his team backs him up to finish it off.
Almost wins the 1v1 here into the Zac. Gemsy doing
Yeah, but what was a game-saving play, a pick onto Clone, has turned out to be in another advantageous state for Gets on base as they're caught on the retreat. Maya backing within vision of a ward in the mid lane, and Gets on base does not let that go by.
Yeah, I mean, Gets on base looking good. Like, they're really looking good. This is a team that started off 0-6. It looked, if I'm correct, maybe I just made that up. Maybe they were 1-5, but it was looking really rough. But then if you kind of took the copium angle, right? You looked at strength of schedule. You said, look, we're going to lose a lot early, but there's going to be wins at the end of the season for us. And they've so far collected 3, looking like a 4th consecutive win. Gets on base really turning the page here, rounding the bases, if you will. And yeah, we're on to a new. They're looking like a new team.
Yeah, but they're looking completely reinvigorated, coming out here, moving together with intention, and that intention is to take down Gemsy in the bot side of the map. Gator, no fear, running straight at him without a single team member on his side. But he knows, I'm the Gator, I'm going to run him down. And yes, backing up for Soul Point.
They've got Barons, so I'd usually say that you really don't want to be in the jungle. You want to be in the lane using your Baron. But Soul Point, I think it's an okay thing to do. Chaffles does so much damage.
Yep, these Thundering Shurikens are connecting and they're hitting hard.
Yeah, and Riz and Clone realize that they need to be in the sidelines here, so they will kind of use everything, and it looks like Boxy should be able to just solo Soul. And anytime you're in a position where you can use your Baron one way and have your jungler solo the Dragon Soul in another, that game's pretty much out of hand, Jason. I don't have too much of a hope here. We're about 10.5k gold behind for SGI.
Yep, and we're setting up. We now have split 1-1 and 2. Riz alone in the jungle, but there's just not enough power to be able to bring them down. Milkchug, I think the only real look is for more picks using the Void Grasp as a huge damage burst drops down to Demi in the top side.
They're looking to fight top
SGI
side,
is
so
moving.
this is their all-in. Gemzy is in, but he's already burned down low as Boxy will try to find the fight. Gator's on the side, Solar Flare across them, so 1 for 1 so far, but now there's nothing more they can do as the flash forward, and it's going to be the rest of SGI burnt down as there's Zacchus returned to blobs from which he was created. It's a triple kill for Riz, and Gets on Base is going to pick up not only game 1 but game 2 here, and they're going to end their season 5-7. Yeah, this is
two
not a
O's
bottom
back
of the
to
barrel
back.
team.
A huge team, a huge resurgence from Gets on Base in the back half of the season, showing that they are not a bottom of the leaderboard team any longer.
And maybe something that Hospitalized, who dropped a game to them earlier in the season, has known all along. But yeah, Gets on Base showing up.